Good afternoon and welcome to Derby Date Night, Juniors Tournament Edition. We are live at Perry Park in Indianapolis, Indiana, where we are one of 9 different regional playoff locations battling for a chance to play for the national title. We are following 6 amazing teams over the course of this weekend. Our hosts, JRDA, are joined by Black and Bluegrass from Kentucky, Pittsburgh Roller Derby from Pennsylvania, Kalamazoo Killer Beez out of Michigan, Cincinnati Junior Roller Derby from Ohio, and Savannah Roller Derby from Georgia. Don't worry if you get confused. We have graphics you can watch during halftime and between games that will give you all of the info you need to follow along this weekend. You are joining us for game number 3 between Pittsburgh Roller Derby and the Kalamazoo Killer Beez. Earlier this morning, Kalamazoo won their first game, which earned them the right to be in this semifinal game against Pittsburgh, who had a bye in the first round. So this will be Pittsburgh's first game. The winner of this game will go on to play in the championship game tomorrow at 2 o'clock. And the loser of this game will go on to play in the third place game tomorrow at 12 o'clock. And they will play the loser of the next game, which will be JRDA against Savannah. So we've still got lots of roller derby to happen today. If you don't know us, we are Derby Date Night. We bring you live roller derby in and around the Midwest. I'm Aria Kidding Me, and I'll be your play-by-play announcer with all the action and corny jokes. Behind the camera is Sirius Lee, my forever date night and the real brains behind the operation. For those who don't know what we do here at Derby Date Night, we bring you both good roller derby and bad jokes. Every stream we have a theme for our jokes, and this weekend is no different. Thinking of a joke topic this weekend was easy as pie, because when I think about kids, I think about candy. We all know kids are big fans of candy, and this tournament is nothing to snicker about. In order to get their payday, these kids can't fall to pieces or have Butterfingers. They need to get good and plenty of rest, take 5 deep breaths, and use their Smarties to come out with a whopper of a win. Take a second and let us know your favorite candy and who you are rooting for in the chat. We are just about down to time to Derby. If you have not yet liked our channel, if you have not yet subscribed, go ahead and do so. We love to interact with our community, and we would love to have you along. We encourage you to chat with each other, send super chats to shout out skaters, and participate in our polls. We also have a membership program if you want to be an even bigger part of the Derby Date Night crew. Becoming a member is all these really cool, awesome perks that come with it. You can just scan that QR code up on your screen right now and find out more about becoming a member of our channel. But we are about to get started now with our first game between Pittsburgh and Kalamazoo. This is our third game of the day. It's 4 o'clock now. We have another game at 6 o'clock, so if you are just joining us, you have got some derby coming around for you. And if you've been here all day, then welcome back. Hope you had a good break. We're excited to have you all here. I see that there were some people doing some chatting during the break. And we are about to get started with the first jam of this game. Looks like we've got Bigfoot lined up for Pittsburgh. And Princess Leia out will be jamming for Kalamazoo Killer Beez. A little fist bump before the game starts. Good camaraderie between the teams already. Always good to see. It feels like we're getting ready, but the refs do not look like they're in like 5-second mode. You know what I'm saying? They're still kind of chatting, thinking. Once the refs start looking serious, like, oh, that's why. Hey, guess what? We have volunteers who help out at all of these events, and we appreciate every single one of our volunteers. This poor guy, the entire Pittsburgh blocker contingent is just in a circle around him. This is like the how many people does it take to screw in a light bulb joke. How many people does it take to tape the jammer line? 10. 1 to tape and 10 to watch. There's more. Damien says, hat guy, I love you. Yay, track repair. We appreciate you so much. He did not expect to be getting this much attention when he volunteered to help with track repair at this event. Okay, so now we're going to get started with some derby. Princess Layout and Bigfoot. That whistle means the game has begun. Bigfoot trying to find space on the outside. He's got to get past the pivot for Kalamazoo. And Pittsburgh Roller Derby has the first lead jam of this game. Bigfoot coming around on a scoring pass. Swerves to the inside line, takes a hit to the inside, and works his way to the outside, hops up that outside line, and gets through for 4 points for Pittsburgh. Meanwhile, Princess Leia out has the star off, and I think might have passed it to the pivot. Bigfoot in with a jump through the pack for another 4 points. Yes, the pivot now has the star. Takes a hit to the outside and is going to be pulled all the way to the back as Bigfoot comes in on another scoring pass and blasts through on the outside to grab another 4 points. Meanwhile, the pivot for Kalamazoo now has that star on, still on their initial. Bigfoot with the jump. Now I'm remembering this about Pittsburgh. They like to jump, and that is going to be exciting to see. The pivot doing a great job. That is number 187 for Kalamazoo. That is On Death Rose, who was one of our nominees. Bigfoot died. Like, what happened? All of a sudden I turn and look and Bigfoot's on the ground. I think Bigfoot got spotted. I'm spotted. I must go to the ground so no one can see me. Goldie Socks, you're here. Lovely to see you, and your gold wheel, which means you have been a third wheel member for over a year. Yay! We love our third wheels, and we love all of you. And if you have not subscribed to our channel yet or liked, if you like this video, I've heard that helps more people see this video so more people can watch roller derby. So go ahead and like this video so that we can get it out to more people. We've got Sirius, not my Sirius, another Sirius. This happened last time too. On the line for Pittsburgh, and they will be lead. The pivot for Kalamazoo is headed to the box with a jump over that apex. Sirius grabs 4 points. And Barbie Basher is able to get out of the pack. She's checking to make sure that she's not bleeding. I think she took a hit to the mouth, and Sirius does call the jam. Barbie went over to the trash can. Oh, no. No, that was not, no. We took a bet earlier about people not feeling well. She feels fine. There's nothing wrong. There are not trash cans right next to the benches for they're just there. There's not a reason that they're there. Derby skaters know exactly what the reason is. Pittsburgh has taken a commanding lead, 28-0. Rage and Ray jamming for Kalamazoo, and Bigfoot on the line again for Pittsburgh. Bigfoot coming out with the lead. Rage and Ray getting pushed to the inside, trying to come to the outside to get out of the pack. Bigfoot is through for 4 points for Pittsburgh. A little bit of a banana jam, everybody kind of falling down. Rage, whoa! People are flying through the air, literally, but Rage and Ray able to get out of the pack. Coming up against a tripod of skaters. Bigfoot is going to let this one run, it looks like, as he takes a hit to the outside from Crazy K and is getting pulled to the back. Rage and Ray takes a hit out from Forrest Bump, but we now have a penalty, a track cut being called on Rage and Ray, and this is going to be a power jam for Bigfoot and Pittsburgh. Bigfoot communicating with the pack on what they would like to see with offense and getting through, grabbing 4 points. Coming around on another pass. Okay, our biggest jam of the day so far was 24. This one was a 16. So not quite there, but I would not be surprised if Pittsburgh decides to try and flirt with the mythical what is the biggest jam of the day we can get. What do you all think? What do you think is the biggest point number we are going to see today from these junior skaters in this regional playoff? Serious pack on the line. And how many skaters are going to be out on the track for Kalamazoo? I know a timeout is being called, but I'm looking at the penalty box and I see, okay, so The jammer is standing, which means they have less than 10 seconds. We have got one pivot sitting in the box. We've got one blocker standing. So when we get back to the action, Sirius will have 2 Kalamazoo blockers to get through. So Kalamazoo is going to want to select their blockers carefully and make sure they choose 2 really strong blockers who can hold as long as they can. While we are on a fun little timeout, guess what? I get to tell you some candy jokes. Music is like candy. It's all pretty sweet. You just need to throw away the wrappers. Oh, I know. I like rap music too. I don't know if I agree with that. It's Sirius says boo. My local movie theater was robbed of almost $10,000. You know what the thieves got away with? 3 boxes of popcorn, 2 large sodas, 3 boxes of candy, and a hot dog. There you go, $10,000. That's no joke. Seriously. Movies are cheaper than the food nowadays. I do like to go to a movie. Oh, we're getting going. Look, there are 2 blockers out on the track for Kalamazoo. Hoping to do their, oh, this is going to be hard because there are all 4 and they look ready to squeeze. And they open up that inside line for Sirius and he is able to get through. We have got the Kalamazoo jammer out of the box as Sirius is coming around on a scoring pass. Ragin' Ray was able to get through on her initial, and Sirius decides to call the jam and not let Kalamazoo pick up any points in that jam. Princess Leia out on the line for Kalamazoo, and Deer Dance is going to be jamming for Pittsburgh. And the penalty box is not quite empty. We've got the Kalamazoo pivot in the box, but she is coming back out to play misconduct. Coming in immediately to play offense for Princess Leia out, who does a little apex jump over the inside line to chase down Deer Dance, who is currently lead jammer on a scoring pass. Princess Leia out chasing her down, hoping that Kalamazoo was able to snag their first point. I don't know if she grabbed one. Not quite. Pittsburgh grabbed 4, and they were able to get that call made before. It was very close. Like, I'm guessing whatever is shorter than a second. I was thinking millimeter, but that's not the right. That's a distance. That's not a level of time. Millisecond. Thank you. She was probably a millisecond away from having a point. Bigfoot is jamming for Pittsburgh, and Barbie Basher for Kalamazoo. Bigfoot out as your lead jammer. Barbie Basher, meanwhile, getting pushed to the outside line, taking a second to readjust. Bigfoot coming around. Kalamazoo is really trying hard to help Barbie Basher, and they were able to do so. Barbie is out. Oh, no, but is got a track cut, and immediately Bigfoot calls it, so this is going to start as a 30-second power jam for Pittsburgh and Sirius Pack. And we have got all 4 blockers from both teams out on the line. These teams are getting ready for this power jam to start. Sirius starts moving. It goes right into the pack, and they clear out the inside line. Good recovery from Kalamazoo, but he is able to get through and will be lead jammer as Barbie Basher waits in the penalty box on a forearm penalty. Sirius coming in and getting through, but takes a hit out from the pivot, who also goes down, so Sirius is able to keep going, as if she had stayed inbound and upright, he would have had to enter in behind the skater who hit him out. Takes another hit to the outside by that pivot, who says, you know what, I'm going to try again, and this time I'm going to make you go back. So Sirius getting slowed down that time, but is able to recover and get through for another 4 points. Barbie Basher has come out of the penalty box and has gotten through the pack on her initial. Sirius is approaching the pack, so I think he's at least going to try to get his points, and does so on 1 foot and calls the jam. That's a clinic. Pittsburgh bringing themselves up to 72 points. Kalamazoo still scoreless. Kalamazoo after a pretty commanding win this morning. This is going to be a very different game for them, clearly, and they're going to have to readjust to a different level of play with Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh came into this tournament as the #1 seed, and they are showing why they received a bye in the first round right now. Deer Dance is your lead jammer, but took a little bit of a spill at the front and was getting swallowed back up by the pack, but then some great offense. I recognize that skater. Lakeinator, remember Lakeinator? Yes, Lakeinator doing that offense to help get Deer Dance through. And Deer Dance is through again for 4 points for Pittsburgh. We've got Ragin' Ray needing to get past Lakeinator, and some nice, oh no, a track cut happening. Thought that she got past Lakeinator, but looks like there was a track cut that happened and is gonna be headed to the box. So this will be a power jam now for Deer Dance and Pittsburgh Roller Derby. We are 10 minutes into this first half. And Deer Dance is coming around on another scoring pass, and Ragin' Ray is standing in the penalty box. So we are going to start this next jam as a power jam for Pittsburgh, with 2 blockers from Kalamazoo in the box as well as the jammer. So this is going to be not only a power jam for Bigfoot and Pittsburgh, but Bigfoot only has 2 Kalamazoo blockers to get through. Goldie Sox, right? They get up on their toes so well, and they love to jump. We had a 2-hour break for lunch, and these skaters were just skating around and jumping the apex for fun in between games. Like, this isn't wasting energy for them. This is just enjoyable. Yes, the juniors are so nimble. Okay, Bigfoot is lead, but came in with a little bit of a tumble to the pack. Ragin' Ray is standing in the penalty box. Okay, now I'm just watching Derby at this point. I always get quiet whenever I'm just enjoying watching the game. Bigfoot with another 4 points. Ragin' Ray was able to get out of the pack and is following down Bigfoot, hoping to score Kalamazoo's first points. Bigfoot getting through the pack does not look like he's thinking about calling it, so I do think we might see some points from Kalamazoo, and there they are, the first points on the board for Kalamazoo in this game. They have scored 4 points. Bigfoot through for another 4, bringing Pittsburgh to 94. Forrest Bump sees Ragin' Ray come in with a big hit to the inside. And Ragin' Ray takes that star off. Misconduct goes back to take the star and then touches her helmet, and oh, I'm not the pivot. That was adorable. Misconduct was ready to take it and then realized that, oh, I'm not the pivot. I can't take it. As a former pivot, I have done that a lot of times. I'm like, I got you. Nope, I don't. I'm not the pivot. That's not me. Yes, I just asked Angel what the mercy rule is. So if by the end of this first half, one team has less than 25 points and the other team is over 150 points, then in the second half will be played by the overtime rules. 1 minute jams, scoring starts immediately, which would be really kind of fun to watch. How many times have you seen that happen, Angel? Not very many. Most teams don't like to play by it. Now, if Pittsburgh doesn't want to play by it, what they would do now is they would start running the jams, so they're going to be letting Kalamazoo score some points. Is that usually what happens? The team that's winning kind of makes sure, oh, it would be so much fun to have it be played by the, yeah. Yeah, just to be able to do it. I know whenever we get into weird derby scenarios, it's so funny because the refs and the NSOs always get so Like, the nerdiness is so palpable. It's like, ooh, we get to do something cool. So we will see. Kalamazoo so far has scored 4 points. Barbie Basher is in the box on a illegal contact penalty. Sirius is now going to the box on his own high block penalty. Barbie is, oh my gosh. Barbie comes back in, gets another penalty, a forearm. I don't know if you just heard me smacking my arm. I was making the signal because you guys can see me. Sirius is back out on the track as that was a shenana jam. Copyright Kimbo Slicer, Circle City, as the jammer only has to sit for as long as the other jammer sat, because the jammer, you're not going to have two jammers sit in the box for 30 seconds. So whenever there is one in the box, the other one comes in. The first one is released, and then the second one only sits for the same amount of time as the first one. Barbie Basher is through on her initial. Is Sirius going back to the box, or is he just getting pulled to the back? Sirius is getting pulled to the back. Who was that from Kalamazoo with the good block in there? Monster in action from Kalamazoo, slowing down Sirius. Princess Leia out up against Deer Dance in this next jam. We are a little bit over halfway through this first half. The two jammers just chat a little bit, say hello, and now it's time to play. Deer Dance getting pushed to the outside, and this is going to be maybe the first lead jam given to Kalamazoo. I say given, but it is earned. Princess Leia out has earned the first lead jam for Kalamazoo of the game. Deer Dance is not lead jammer and will be chasing down Princess Leia out, who just took a huge hit from Lakeinator. Lakeinator going to be going to the box on a forearm for that hit. Princess Leia out slicing to the inside. Forrest bump with the hit on that one, and Forrest is going to the box on a low block. And now Lakeinator and Forrest Bump, two of the more formidable blockers out there, are sitting in the penalty box. So Pittsburgh will only have two blockers out on the track to help out Bigfoot in this next jam. I think that is Ragin' Ray who's coming to the line. And we are going to have a timeout as Pittsburgh thinks about who they're going to put out with only two blockers. Right now, Kalamazoo at 12 points with 13 minutes left. In order for us to hit those mercy rules, Pittsburgh has to get up to 150, and Kalamazoo has to stay below 25. What's the over-under on it happening? It won't happen. Serious? We hope it happens because we just like exciting stuff. You don't think they would just want to do it because it's exciting?
No, because it's very different.
Because it's very different. When you're in 1 minute jams, no leads, it becomes very different. Oh, that'd be so cool to see, though. How many of you have seen a junior mercy rule second half? Has anybody here seen it? There's a few of you in the chat. I'm sure somebody out there has seen it. It's not me. I don't know if I'm going to get to see it today either. We'll have to find out. The refs are discussing something and getting. Where are the refs' water bottles? They need water. Okay, they're in the crate. They got water. I worry about their hydration levels. The refs need hydration. It's important. I actually switched to water. You all will be very proud of me. Yes, I was full caffeine. I had 3 caffeinated beverages in a row this morning, but I'm taking a water break. Bigfoot is pulling Ragin' Ray back. Oh, that was an interesting move, trying to kind of go around Ragin' Ray, but Bigfoot getting pulled to the back there by Bloodbath Beyond. What a great derby name. Ragin' Ray getting out behind Bigfoot, and she is chasing Bigfoot down. Bigfoot going a lot slower around the track than he was at the very beginning. It almost feels like he's going in slow motion right now. He is lead? No, he got a track cut. I thought that looked like a track cut. See? So, Goldie, it is hot, but it is not hot in here. So as long as people stop going outside and opening the door, because it's hot and muggy and gross. Is it raining outside or is it just hot? You haven't been outside either. You don't know. We don't know. We don't. Serious? Have you seen outside yet? Nope. None of us sitting here have been outside. So we don't know. But I heard from someone that it's hot and muggy. I just don't know if it's raining. Little Stinky Boy says you've played in a second half. Yeah, Little Stinky Boy. That's a great name. Says you've played in it. What was it like playing in it? Did you enjoy it, or is it something you wouldn't want to do again? Never mind, we don't get one. Kalamazoo is up to 28. I mean, yay, Kalamazoo. Good job, Kalamazoo. No mercy rule. You were right, we weren't going to get it. 12 minutes left in the first half. Stop opening the doors. We are not cooling the outside. Right? People need to just come in here, sit down, watch Derby. Keep the doors closed. Nobody leave. We've got food and stuff. Ragin' Ray taking a minute to get up. These hits are hard for sure. Bigfoot is gotten 8 points so far, but Ragin' Ray has scored 16 in this jam. Great job from Ragin' Ray, who, okay, just took a break. Most adult skaters would be like, I'm done now. And Ragin' Ray's like, I got this. I'm going. I'm scoring 4 more points. 20 points for Ragin' Ray and the Killer Bees. Amazing job there. Really, really great from the Kalamazoo Killer Bees. So as much as I wanted to see the overtime rules, I'm very proud of Kalamazoo for doing a really good job there. So now it can still be on my bucket list of seeing one of those. Little Stinky Boy says, I was mad at first, but it was honestly really fun. See, it sounds like fun. Scoring immediately, only 1 minute. Like, I would get tired real fast, I feel like. All right. Princess Leia out is your lead jammer. Kalamazoo coming out with these lead jammers as Deer Dance is going to the penalty box as jammer for Pittsburgh. So this is a power jam as there are only 2, now 3 blockers out on the track. Princess Leia out gets a... Hold on, let me look at my cheat sheet. An illegal contact penalty. Was that still hitting after getting, I think we were out of play. Still contacting after out of play. This means don't touch there. So the chop is don't be there, and the hitting your hand is don't touch there. Oh, because there's a touch. I like that. Deer Dance coming in on a scoring pass. That is 4 points for Deer Dance. This jam is going to go the full 2 minutes as the lead jammer did go to the penalty box. But both jammers now out on the track, both in scoring position. I believe Princess Layout has already finished her initial. Yes, 4 points for Kalamazoo. Meanwhile, Deer Dance coming around another scoring pass. Nice offense there from Rubinator to help Deer Dance get through. Great blocking there being done by everybody. But these packs are definitely not as tight as the last game we watched. In the last game, those walls from both Cincinnati and who was the other team that played in the last game? Was that IJRD? No. It was Black and Bluegrass and IJRD. They both had, so as we were watching that game, it was much, much slower, and those walls were super strong. The jammers were having a harder time getting through those walls, whereas this game, it feels like everyone is kind of stretching out and not keeping their, I'm not seeing as much tripod, I'm not seeing as much like just holding. These walls are moving faster and kind of more, what's the word, dynamic. They're kind of changing and flowing, lots of recycling to the front. So I really like seeing this shift in play style from this morning. Sirius with a apex jump to grab lead jammer is coming around the track. Princess Leia out, meanwhile, is waiting in the penalty box as jammer. So this is a power jam for Sirius Pack and Pittsburgh. Sirius takes a hit to the inside from On Death Rose, who ends up with a penalty for that. But Sirius recovers and is able to get through for 4 points for Pittsburgh. Princess Leia is out of the box and hoping to be able to get through the pack. Princess Leia is so bendy and so good at just like, I don't know, turning into liquid somehow in the pack and just getting through. And Princess Leia is through. A little jammer on jammer action happening as Princess Leia passes Sirius. He does not look like he's going to call it, though. And he is able to swing around the pivot misconduct to be able to get 4 more points for Pittsburgh. The penalty box is finally clear as On Death Rose comes out. So nobody in the, nope. Now we've got being joined in the penalty box. Big Rig is joining the penalty box. One of our chatters for Derby Date Night going to be taking a small little break in the penalty box with another Pittsburgh skaters. There are only 2 Pittsburgh blockers out there. Sirius getting through on, was that 1 foot? Just sailing through for another 4 points. Pittsburgh has scored 20 points already in this jam. Ms. Conduct has taken a star pass and is now the jammer with 7 minutes left. Right? The pack is nearly, this pack are just so fast. Sirius is just skating along. Sirius looks like he's just skating along. Whenever he puts his hands behind his back, it always reminds me of like ice skating or just enjoying a leisurely skate through a pack. Just casual skating. Yeah, I think what we are remembering is that he is training as a speed skater. So I think that's why he naturally puts his hands behind his back. But it always makes me think like you're playing derby and people are trying to hit you and you are skating as if it's just a casual stroll down the trail, little free skate. Bigfoot for Pittsburgh and Barbie for Kalamazoo. Bigfoot through practically untouched. Barbie finding a contingent of blockers as Bigfoot spins his way through the pack, but gets a forearm penalty and will be headed to the box. So Barbie Basher wait, why would Barbie be lead? Okay, they changed that. They changed their minds there. I was like, no, he had already scored points. So this is going to be a 2-minute jam. Barbie is trying to get through the pack on a scoring pass, has got to get past a Pittsburgh blocker. Who was that doing that nice blocking? 928, that is Ace of Skates. Oh, I like that name. All right, Barbie trying to get some offense from her teammates as Bigfoot is standing in the penalty box. Kalamazoo's really come back in this second half here. We've only got 5 minutes left in the first half. Bigfoot out of the pack. Through the pack. That was his initial? I thought he had already scored points. Maybe not. Ooh! A big ol' apex jump to grab 4 points untouched. Barbie is now in the penalty box on a forearm penalty. Bigfoot coming around. That pack still continuing to be a very speedy pack. Couple people falling down, and Bigfoot is getting through for 4 points. Barbie standing in the penalty box. 20 seconds left in this jam. There's only 4.5 minutes left in this half, Sirius. I feel like it is going so flipping fast right now. Bigfoot entering the pack, sweeping to the outside, able to avoid a couple hits, getting through for another 4 points. Barbie Basher was able to grab another 4 points at the end of that jam. You're going to need a break. Sirius is tired now. Well, according to my watch, I'm sitting here, but it just told me that my move goal has been achieved. So I don't know what kind of moving I'm doing, but I just achieved my move goal. Looking at penalties, we have 2 skaters on Kalamazoo that are at 5 penalties. So those 2 skaters are going to need to be careful because they get 2 more and they will foul out of the game. And they do not reset after the first half. So those 2 skaters are going to need to be real careful to not foul out in the second half. We haven't had any foul outs yet today, but knock on plastic because I don't have any wood. I would not be surprised if we see our first foul out in this game. Violent Femme has played in a mercy game. Ooh, cool. Lansing Juniors versus Cincinnati. The final score was 25-400 something. I scored the first 2 points at the last jam of the first half. Oh, that's so cool, Violent Femme. You know, if you're going to lose by a lot, like, let's do it big. Let's do it with the mercy rule and then just have the most fun in the second half under those mercy rules. I hope that you had a good time in that second half with those mercy. No mercy rules or mercy rules? I guess it's a mercy. No mercy would mean just nothing. Nothing changes. Deer Dance is in the penalty box on a track cut. Barbie Basher is currently lead jammer. Oh, beautiful moves around the outside line, now around the inside line, just bending and shifting and moving to be able to get through the pack and grab 4 points for Kalamazoo. Deer Dance is out of the box and really looking confused as Deer Dance is getting another penalty and taking a little bit of time to get to the box while Barbie Basher is in the penalty in the pack and has scored another 4 points for Kalamazoo while Deer Dance waits in the penalty box on what looks like a forearm penalty. So that is 2 penalties in one jam, which no jammer likes to see because that is giving Kalamazoo some time to start to score some points here. Kalamazoo doing a great job with 1.5 minutes left in this first half. They have really made a difference. I'm over here talking about mercy rules, and Kalamazoo is like, "Stop it, Aria. We're gonna get way more than 25 points here. Don't bring that into existence. We got this," Kalamazoo says. Oh, you guys are complimenting each other in the chat. Little Sticky Boy says, "Violent Femme is such a good jammer. She should jam all the time." Oh. I love seeing juniors compliment each other, especially when they're not on the same team. I don't know if you guys are on the same team, but jamming all the time, though, I don't know if Violent's going to agree with you on that one. Sometimes jammers are like, no, not all the time. I'll take my turn as a jammer. Sirius Pack is through the pack and is your lead jammer for Pittsburgh. Ragin' Ray is looking to find a way out of that pack, has got to get past 2 blockers at the front as Sirius comes through on a scoring pass to grab 4 points. Ragin' Ray trying to, she was doing a shirt whip off of her teammate and I think might have just gotten called on a multiplayer, which can happen when you're trying to do jammers always get confused when they get a multiplayer because they're like, wait, I was just whipping off of my teammate. But if you are grabbing your teammate's shirt and someone tries to go through that link that you have created, whether intentional or not, you can get called on a multiplayer. So Ragin' Ray is sitting in the box right now for 30 seconds, while Sirius has scored 12 points now and is going to be coming around on a 3rd scoring pass. The period clock is coming to an end, so this will be the last jam of the first half. I haven't even had time to tell me who you think should be skater of the game. So as we go into halftime, let me know. I'm going to be choosing 1 jammer from each team. Oh, great apex jump there from Ragin' Ray. It's going to be hard for Ragin' Ray to not get my nomination for Kalamazoo jammer. Like, she's doing so great. But if you have anybody you think should be nominated as skater of the game, I'll be choosing 1 jammer from each team, 1 blocker from each team for you all to vote on as skater of the game, and they will, at the end of the game, get a Derby Date Night skater of the game sticker, very exclusive, because they're, I'm just going to sit here and watch apex jumps all day. Like, that can be my job, right? That can be what I do. Sirius coming into the pack. Has got 4 Kalamazoo blockers to get through. 3 seconds left in this jam. I think he's just going to, let us go to halftime here. So we are going to go to halftime. I need a drink of water because I think I just talked nonstop for that entire first half. So we're going to take a small break and be back with the second half of this semifinal game on Derby Date Night. Welcome back to Derby Date Night Juniors Tournament Edition, where you are joining us for the second half of the third game of the Open Division Regional Tournament here. We are enjoying a game between Pittsburgh Derby Brats and Kalamazoo Killer Bees for the semifinals. The winner of this game will go on to the championship game tomorrow. Taking a look at the penalties on the Pittsburgh side, we have got one skater who is at 4, Bandelion, Deer Dance at 3. Other than that, we are looking pretty clean. Over on the Kalamazoo side, we have 2 skaters, Barbie Basher and On Death Rose, both whose names I've said a lot. So if they were to foul out, which they could do if they hit 7 penalties, that would be hard for Kalamazoo, and somebody would have to step into their shoes. With that being said, let's get back into this game. I'm going to put up the poll for skater of the game. During halftime, we decided 4 skaters for you to vote between to choose as skater of the game. If you're not sure who to choose, you have got until 5 minutes left in the second half to choose who you want to vote for as skater of the game. If you have not chosen, once you have chosen, you only get 1 vote and you don't get to vote again. So just be careful. Make sure you are confident in your vote, and the poll will stay up until 5 minutes left. There is your poll for skater of the game. Lots of good choices there. With that being said, we have started the second half, and Bigfoot is your first. Bigfoot was the first lead jammer of the game and is the first lead jammer of the second half, tiptoeing through the pack to grab lead jammer and grab 4 points. As Princess Leia outwaits in the penalty box with a track cut. This is a power jam for Pittsburgh and Bigfoot, who is weaving around the skaters to try and grab another 4 points, which he does. Princess Leia out, still sitting in the now standing in the penalty box, so 10 seconds left on that penalty. Bigfoot coming in on another scoring pass. Weaving, the weaving that Bigfoot is doing is really beautiful because it's really hard to block when you are in one spot. I would say in order to block Bigfoot, who really does great at moving from one side of the track to the other quickly, he's got very strong laterals. And so that's what a blocker against Bigfoot is going to have to be able to do, is not only laterals, but mind reading, because you don't know if he's going to go straight or if he's going to juke all the way from lane 4 to lane 1. And so it's one of those, like, you've got to have your timing right. The pivot tried, again, that mind reading. The pivot was trying the mind reading there of like, okay, I think this is where you're going to be, because once you've decided to throw your body in a certain direction, you're kind of committed. Bigfoot through on 1 foot. It is a 24-point jam so far. Bigfoot has tied the highest jam point of the game of the day and has now broken it. Bigfoot is our highest point getter so far in the day in one jam with 28 points. I wonder how high we're going to get in this tournament. The mythical 32. I think we've seen over 30 before, haven't we? So 28 is what we're at right now with Bigfoot. 28. All right. What do you mean 16 seconds left? Oh, on that jam there was only 16 seconds left. Yeah. I don't know. Rage and Ray jamming for Pittsburgh and Sirius, or Rage and Ray for Kalamazoo and Sirius for Pittsburgh. Sirius is through and will be your lead jammer for Pittsburgh. Sirius through up the middle, getting 4 points for Pittsburgh. Rage and Ray was able to get out of the pack and will be chasing the pack down. But Sirius will call that jam before any points can be scored. But he gives high fives to the entire Kalamazoo blocker lineup as they skate by him. Great camaraderie. Love to see it. Pittsburgh at 238, Kalamazoo at 70. We have one more game coming up. Savannah has been waiting patiently all day to be able to play, and they are finally going to get to play in their first game in about an hour, and that will be our last game of the day before we go into the medal games tomorrow. The winner of this game will go on to the first place game tomorrow, and the loser of this game will go to the third place game tomorrow. Deer Dance was trying to get through up the middle, but saw an opening on the inside and dashed right to it and took it to get lead jammer for Pittsburgh. Barbie Basher getting pulled all the way to the back and being held by Lakeinator. Barbie getting stuck in a strong tripod. This pack is the slowest I've seen it be so far in this game, as Deer Dance is also a little bit stuck in the back of the pack, but finds some space and gets through to grab 4 more points. Barbie Basher was able to get through and calls the jam after scoring 12 points for Pittsburgh. Bigfoot taking the star for Pittsburgh, and Ragin' Ray for Kalamazoo. Bigfoot up on the line, dashing through up the middle, and is your lead jammer. But Ragin' Ray also able to find some space and get out. Bigfoot with a jump over the inside apex, grabs 4 points. Ragin' Ray chasing Bigfoot down, is in the pack on a scoring pass. Bigfoot not calling it, might be trying to get Forrest Bump out of the penalty box here, as Pittsburgh is down a blocker. Ragin' Ray is stuck behind, looks like Big Rig, and who is that doing the holding? Big Rig and El Diablo with some great, just the two of them doing the blocking, and then they also opened up that inside line for Bigfoot to get through untouched to grab 4 points. Ragin' Ray has scored 4 points, is going for, nice. Ragin' Ray came in and saw the arm link between 2 skaters and went right for it and broke it open to grab 4 more points. Bigfoot, meanwhile, slowed down for the first time in this jam, but is able to get through for another 4 points, bringing his total to 16. Ragin' Ray, currently at 8 points, is on a 3rd scoring pass. Pittsburgh spending a little bit more time in the box as blockers this jam than I've seen so far in this game. Bigfoot is through for another 4 points, bringing that to 20 with 28 seconds left in this jam. Ragin' Ray just needing to get past Forrest Bump and Bandelion. Bigfoot through for another 4, bringing that to 24, and calls the jam. I think Ragin' Ray had some points in the pocket. Yes, looks like Ragin' Ray had 4 points in the pocket there. And we continue. I mean, these games have just been so fast. I feel like, and I'm going to say it and then it's going to happen, but I feel like, you know, they're not really, there's not a lot of timeouts. We're just kind of going. Like, let's just go. Let's get the derby happen. Boom, 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 boom. Misconduct with the star for Killer Beez, and Sirius for Pittsburgh. Oh, beautiful. Like, Sirius, there was a human standing there, and Sirius just kind of, I don't know how he stepped over that human to stay in bounds and become lead jammer, but he did. I think he's a magician. Sirius is through for 4 points. Misconduct coming around. Misconduct finding a pack of skaters. Sirius taking a hit at the front. Was that Princess Leia out with that big old hit on Sirius? And she pulled the track cut, and he is headed to the penalty box. So this will now be a power jam for Misconduct in the Kalamazoo Killer Beez, and this is also a 2-minute, no, it's not well, it is a 2-minute jam, but it's also a Shenana jam because Misconduct is being sent to the box. Sirius is going to stand as soon as Misconduct sits, and Misconduct will now sit for however long Sirius sat. So not a full 30-second penalty for either one of them. Sirius immediately out of the box and through the pack for 4 points. Misconduct now also out of the box. Goldilocks is proud. Yes, they were proud of pulling that one. I think it was one of those, like, they worked really hard. They were like, yes, we got that. And sometimes, you know, it's the small victories. Like, this is one of those games that it's a big point differential, but what I love seeing is Kalamazoo is still absolutely playing their hearts out and really continuing to play at the highest level, even though they are behind by quite a deficit. Sirius is through for another 4 points, bringing Pittsburgh to 16 in this jam. Misconduct has scored 8 and is trying to go for 12, but is going to have to get past Lakeinator, who is a beast at one-on-one blocking, and Lakeinator pushes Misconduct to the inside and pulls her all the way back. And that is the end of that jam. We have got 20 minutes left in this game, 15 minutes left in the Skater of the Game poll. So do not forget to vote. All of these skaters are doing some amazing work. And the winner of the Skater of the Game poll, wow, we have almost even votes for all 4 skaters in the poll. So definitely a close vote for Skater of the Game. And Deer Dance is going to be your lead jammer while Misconduct waits in the penalty box on a high block penalty. Deer Dance is through for 4 points for Pittsburgh as Misconduct stands in the penalty box. Coming around on a second scoring pass. Deer Dance is behind a tripod. Forrest Bump providing some offense there for Deer Dance, and Deer Dance does get through for 4 points. Misconduct is out of the box and does a little apex jump to get through and does so. That was not a scoring pass though, but Misconduct will be able to score points. But Deer Dance is not going to let her, as Deer Dance is going to call the jam after scoring 12 points. One of the things Sirius and I talk about sometimes is when a game gets a little bit different with the score like this, Pittsburgh having now reached 300 points to Kalamazoo's 95, is when a team is down this far, this is when you kind of see what a team is made of. You see who this team really is. Are they the kind of team that continues to fight, continues to try, continues to stay as focused and as hard playing as if this was a game that was only separated by 2 points? That's what I'm seeing from Kalamazoo right now. They're doing a fabulous job of just sticking with it and really working hard. Pittsburgh is also just a classy act right here. They're definitely outscoring, but they're also continuing to play an incredibly hard game. These two teams, if you weren't to look at the score, these two teams, I mean, every single jam is just a delight to watch because it is some amazing derby from both of these teams and from all of these skaters out on the track. With 18 minutes left to watch these two teams play, they're going to just keep me talking. Sirius is like, I am cutting the cameras so fast in this game because everyone is just moving so incredibly fast. Extra special shout out to our jam refs who are having to keep up with these jammers. So definitely, hold on. Let me tell you who are the jam refs in this. That would be Colas and Tough Tone. That's not Tough Tone. Tough Tone was supposed to be. Oh wait. Colas and Miller. Colas and Miller, your jam refs for this jam. And we are going to, it looks like, have a short injury timeout to be able to take a minute to check on a skater and make sure they are doing okay. We will be right back. And we are back. Thank you, Goldie, for deciding that that was a like break. Go ahead and hit that like button while you're waiting for us to come back. I adore you, Goldie. Thanks for always being our hype person. Also, Goldie, we are needing a moderator. If you are willing to be a moderator today, let me know, and I will give you that moderator status. If you are willing to step in and mod for us a little bit, we would love it. No pressure. Just let me know if you're interested. But that skater was able to walk on their own to get over to the medics and get some assistance. With junior rules, the team that was lead when the injury happens gets to decide if they're going to start the jam from where they were or if they're going to restart the jam. Is there a bug? Sirius is having problems over here. He's like, what are you doing? He looks like a little kid just swatting at bugs around his face. Oh, fabulous. Love to see it. Okay, so we're going to get started again. I think that's probably what the refs are discussing right now is Goldie says, wow, I'd be honored. Well, Goldie, you have been, look at your gold wheel. You have been one of our members from the very beginning. You are always in the chat. You're always hyping us up, and we would love to honor you back by giving you that moderator status because you have been wonderful for us and such a great support. Okay, we're still talking about different things. So since we are still talking, since I'm talking about members, let me say a little bit more about being a member. So there are some perks that come with being a member. You get access to things like bonus content, shout-outs in our videos, members-only badges, and sneak peeks at our upcoming schedule. Our members find out ahead of time. They also get to vote sometimes on the joke topic, and we're thinking of different ways to also have our members be more involved and be able to have even more power on the Derby Date Night channel. So stay tuned for different things that we are coming up with. If you want to be a member, you can go ahead and scan the QR code that Sirius is not putting up on your screen. Sirius, thank you. You can scan the QR code that is up on your screen. Look, you even have your own logo as a Derby Date Night third wheel. And so we would love to see you become a member. And it is so, I mean, the lowest level is $2 a month. That's $12 a year. And any support that goes, that's $24 a year. I can't do math. I lied. It's $24 a year. Or you could even be an all-star and give us that extra special support to help our channel keep rolling strong. We appreciate every single one of you, and we're so happy to see you. Oh, Michael Kwan and Carl show up at the same time. You guys were out having a coffee break together, weren't you? California and Australia. They're close, right? Not that close. Bigfoot is your lead jammer here, and Barbie Basher has gotten out of the pack. Bigfoot not looking like he's thinking about calling it. We are almost halfway through the second half of this game. Barbie getting through to score some points. The skater of the game keeps changing who is winning. Remember, we closed this poll at 5 minutes till, but the skater of the game poll is so close. I've seen at least 3 out of the 4 people who have been in the lead at some point while this has been happening. Sirius doing some Bigfoot doing some blocking here on Barbie Basher. And both jammers scored 12 points in that jam. What did we decide earlier today that we call it? A draw? It was a draw. They both scored points, and it was the same amount. Carl's got his coffee. Carl, I am drinking water because I had too much coffee and energy drinks this morning. But I might switch back to energy drinks for the last game. Yeah, Goldie, you know how I feel about math. Sirius is jamming for Pittsburgh, and Ragin' Ray is jamming for Kalamazoo as both jammers try to find that space. That space is found by Sirius, who will be your lead jammer for Pittsburgh. Meanwhile, Ragin' Ray dealing with a tripod of doom at the front and is just stuck between 2 blockers' butts back there and trying to find any way to break this apart. That looks like that is Lakeinator, Big Rig, and Forest Bump. That is a tough tripod to get through. Kalamazoo coming up to provide some offense, hoping to help them out. Sirius also in the pack. Sirius pack, because that's his name. Get it? I don't know why I always have to explain my jokes. You're supposed to just say the joke and let it lay there, but I never do. I always... Okay, Sirius has scored another 4 points and coming in on a third scoring pass as that pack has done such a great job holding Rage and Ray, who is probably exhausted at the end of this. Sirius coming around on another scoring pass. And 16 points, going for 20 here as Rage and Ray decides to try and play some defense, trying to do something to get anything happening because that tripod is not letting Rage and Ray get anywhere. Kalamazoo coming back to try and provide some assistance to Rage and Ray, but Rage and Ray gets swallowed back up again by that tripod. Sirius has scored 20 points. There are 21 seconds left in this jam. He comes around and is at 24 points now for this jam. The star has been passed to the pivot, who is now the jammer for Kalamazoo. That is number 71, Bunny Burnout, who now has the star as Sirius comes in on another scoring pass and calls the jam. He did get slowed down there at the end by Rage and Ray, who switched from jamming to blocking and slowed him down a little bit, but not before he scored 25 points. Still shy of our current reigning champion of points scored in a jam, which is a game that I seem to only be playing by myself. But the winner of that game that I've created is Bigfoot right now with 28 points. So Sirius real close with 25. We'll see if anybody in the next 2 days can get higher than 28. I don't have a trophy to give anybody. It's just, this is just for you guys, right? Okay, no pass, no penalty. Deer Dance was able to get out of the pack first, but one of those skaters was passed in a way that the point was not earned. So Deer Dance was not eligible to become lead jammer. That honor is going to go to Misconduct, who got out and is now eligible to score. Deer Dance has grabbed 4 points. Misconduct coming in the pack on a scoring pass, gets past all four with a juke around the outside. Beautiful job there by Misconduct, who has been doing great at both blocking and jamming in this game. Kalamazoo holding Deer Dance, but Deer Dance is able to get through. Misconduct also flying through. Both jammers having matched each other point for point. And Misconduct through for another 4, bringing that total to 12 for Kalamazoo Killer Bees. As Kalamazoo is doing some nice pulling back of Deer Dance to slow Deer Dance down. Misconduct through for another 4. 16 points for Kalamazoo in this jam. Really nice job there by Kalamazoo. As Deer Dance has the star off, takes a hit to the outside. Misconduct back in, and Rubinator pulls the track cut on Misconduct, who was having the jam of the day for her. Unfortunately, was ended shortly with a track cut, courtesy of Rubinator. What? Was the star passed? No. Penalty for I know, that's what I was talking about, Sirius. Oh, it wasn't a track cut is what you're telling me. Yes, it was illegal contact. Okay, I thought it was a track cut. Oh, you thought so too? Yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway, Ace of Skates took a star pass and scored enough points to match the total that Misconduct had scored. Misconduct is still in the box, has 6 seconds left on her penalty. I only know that because I just counted the number of fingers she showed her coach. It's magic. It's magic. I just felt that she only has 6 seconds left. It has nothing to do with what I saw. Michael, I am so excited to watch. Michael says, remember, Angel City Derby versus Rose City Rollers is streaming tonight on Pluto TV at 8 p.m. Pacific time. Michael, that's 11 p.m. here. I can't stay up that late, but I have to. Seriously, we're going to have to go to bed, and then you're going to have to wake me up to watch it. I'm so curious to see what it's going to look like because they showed a little preview, and it said they were doing some sort of a black box. So I'm curious to see what the footage looks like and watch them on Pluto. I'm so excited to see Derby getting more streamed and more viewing, and am excited to watch it. Hopefully we can all chat about it tomorrow when we're watching the medal games for this tournament. Bigfoot is lead jammer, has gotten through for 2 passes, has 8 points right now. Misconduct came out of the box and I think handed the star to the pivot, who is now the jammer for Kalamazoo. Bigfoot through for another 4 points, bringing that total to 12. And the jammer is now Bunny Burnout, who has taken the star, I think, twice in this half, doing a great job with that, being there to help out the jammer for Kalamazoo. Bigfoot has scored 16, coming in for 20 points with 50 seconds left in this jam, and is through for 20 total points. 42 seconds. I'm thinking, do you think he can beat the 28? No, you don't think so? Not in this one? Not in this one? Bunny Burnout is through. Bigfoot is getting stuck on by Crazy K, doing some nice one-on-one blocking, and Kalamazoo, as I'm like, Bigfoot, is he gonna match his total? Kalamazoo was like, well, hold on, we're gonna just hold Bigfoot for a second, and then we're gonna ask for that call off. Michael Kwan, that's so nice. He says, mind you, the commentary won't be as good as here. Thank you. Yes, Derby on semi-traditional streaming, because Pluto is, as far as I know, Pluto is an app on Roku. But Sirius says he hasn't heard of it. But I have. I don't know what you call all the different streaming services nowadays. But Carl, maybe you can find Pluto TV if you have like a Roku or, I don't know. It's an app. That's all I know. And there are more Juniors Open Division tournaments happening, not just ours, that are being streamed right now. So this weekend, there are 9 different regional tournaments. This weekend, we have 5 happening right now. So there's one in Austin, Texas, one in Fort Walton Beach, Florida, one in Salem, Oregon, one in Salt Lake City, and ours. And I believe all 5 are being streamed. So thank you for joining us here, but you can also check out those other streams, and you can find the links to that on the JRDA Facebook page or the website. Sirius and Princess Leia out have both scored 4 points. They're both going into the pack on a scoring pass. Sirius through for 4. Princess Leia out getting slowed down and forced to recycle at the back. That penalty box is getting pretty busy. I'm looking at we've got one Pittsburgh skater who's pretty close to fouling out. That's Bandelion with 6 penalties. And we have 3 skaters on Kalamazoo with 5. With 8 minutes left in this game. I'm not sure. I said earlier that we might see our first foul out, but now I'm not so sure. Oh, 6 penalties for a skater on Kalamazoo now. We'll see. We'll see if I'm proved right or wrong here. I mean, we never want people to foul out. It's just predictions, right? Sirius through for another 4 points, bringing it to 20. Princess Leia took a little break on the ground. Just a little nap. just laid down for a minute and is now back up and back to jamming. You know, a good nap will help you get through. Sirius with another. Sirius is at 24. He is about to try to tie. 14 seconds left. He might tie Bigfoot's 28, and he does. 28. So now they have a tie. Somebody's going to have to break this tie at some point. But he is now tied for the largest jam of the day with Bigfoot. They do look exhausted, but they also don't, Goldie. Like, some of them look absolutely exhausted, and some of them are just like, ready to go out. I still can't believe we had a 2-hour break. I'm exhausted from announcing, which is not even nothing compared to what they're doing. And a bunch of them were just having free skate out here, practicing their apex jumps, just spinning around. They were actively using their energy, even though, like, if it was me, I'd be like, save my energy for the game. Nope. They were like, no, we're not going to do that. All right, so looking at the penalty board, a big, great shout-out to the Kraken, Strawberry Jam, and El Diablo for staying out of that box and being without any penalties. Bandelion is looking at 6, so there could possibly be a foul out there if Bandelion gets another penalty. Over on the Kalamazoo Killer Bee side, my shout-outs are going to go to Cookie Crasher, Bloodbath Beyond, and Bunny Burnout for staying penalty-free. Meanwhile, Barbie Basher is 1 away. Princess Leia out on death rows, and Misconduct are all 2 away with 6.5 minutes left in this game. Remember, they're all free until you hit 7. Until they're not. Simon, are you here? Hello. Welcome. as we get towards the end of the day, our regulars are popping in for their Saturday night derby. They're like, what's on tonight? We've become like, remember how there was TGIF? We're like, what is Derby on Saturday? DOSN? Derby on Saturday night? That doesn't have the same ring as TGIF, does it? Somebody needs to come up with a good acronym. I remember when Whiff to Champs were on ESPN3, Simon. Yes, I think this is the first time Pluto has been used, so I'm curious to see how it goes. Hopefully it is wonderful and opens the door for more streaming of Derby and more awareness. Oh, look at it's so pretty when they do that. Lead jammer going to Bigfoot, who is currently in the lead for skater of the game. Meanwhile, Princess Leia out is waiting in the penalty box with a track cut from the previous jam. Bigfoot has grabbed those 4 points and is coming around on a scoring pass. And another jump with another 4 points for Bigfoot. Princess Leia out is standing, and so is now released from the penalty box. So is now out on the track. The power jam is over. Bigfoot sweeping from side to side, getting slowed down a little bit there. Rage and Ray stepping into the blocker role, doing a wonderful job. Princess Leia out, managing to, oh no, go to the penalty box again on another track cut. Wait, was that 7 for Princess Leia out, or was that 6? I think it was 6. Oh, I have access to look at that, don't I, Sirius? That was 6. I think that jam might be called for injury. We are going to take a minute to breathe and have the medics check somebody out, and we will be right back. And welcome back to Derby Date Night. That skater is doing okay. It is headed to talk with the medics. We are so glad to have our medics trackside for us, helping us out. And guess who else we are happy to have around is Roller Derby 24/7 Eric, who has gifted 10 of our watchers with their own Derby Date Night membership. Remember all those perks I was talking about? These 10 people will all have their own membership for 1 month, and if they really enjoy having it, they can choose to keep it. But for 1 month, you get all the benefits that come to you as a Derby Date Night member. So welcome to the squad. Welcome to the third wheels. Jay Brew Plays, Joe Manley, Adam, Shell H, Mariana Perald, FTFO Media, David Woodworth, Jolie, Randy Godsky, and Alex C. And a big extra loud shout out to Roller Derby 24/7, Coach Eric from IJRD, for always sharing the Derby love and supporting Derby Date Night. We appreciate you so incredibly much and cannot even imagine doing this without your support. Yes, the skater is doing all right, and I think they're not even with the medics anymore, so they are doing okay. And we are getting into the last 5 minutes of this game. But what I want to tell you is we have a tie right now for the skater of the game, and I don't like to end it on a tie. So if you have not voted, please vote for either Rubinator or Bigfoot or even Misconduct and Rage and Ray. I'm going to let it stay open for at least 1 more minute while we try to get some more votes. Sirius is yelling at me, and I'm just swatting at him because I'm busy talking. I'm not listening to you. I am talking. Pixie, if you look to the left, you can see half the team watching the game and the stream. Really? They're over there watching. Oh, serious, you got to show. They're going to, oh yeah, you'll have to pull the camera over to them. Can you, we're in the middle of a jam, you guys. I can't wave at you. We will focus on them in just a second. Deer Dance is, oh, there, you can see them. You can see them back there. They're watching the stream, which is 30 seconds behind. They could watch the game that is right in front of them. Okay, wave, everybody. You're on the stream. You're on the stream. There you go. Deer Dance is through for 4 points for Pittsburgh. We still got you. We still got you. Deer Dance through for another 4 points, bringing that to 12. All right, I'm going to give you like 30 more seconds to make your vote. I'm not closing it yet, serious. I'm giving them a chance. Because they're delayed. Remember, 30 seconds delayed. Deer Dance has 12 points going. Oh, that whole inside line is open. I don't know if the jammers see it. Well, it's covered anyway. So Deer Dance is still in the pack trying to get those 16. Misconduct has taken a star pass and is weaving through the pack, getting some great blocking being done by Rubinator there to hold. Okay, the Skater of the Game series keeps changing. I do not want to close it yet because it literally has changed every 30 seconds. I'm not willing to close it yet. I am going to keep it open. I'm going to keep it open because people are still voting because Rubinator and Bigfoot, they just can't decide because they're both doing amazing work. Rubinator right out there right now in the pink helmet doing some blocking, and Bigfoot has been out on that track scoring so incredibly well all game long. All of these skaters have done just an amazing job, and it has been just a fun game. I can't believe there's only 3 minutes left in this game, but guess what? There's more derby. Don't worry. We got one more game coming up in 30 minutes between Indianapolis Junior Roller Derby and Savannah, who have been waiting patiently all day long to play in their first game. 3 minutes left. At the end of this jam, you guys just made it tied again. Oh no, now it's not. Now it is. Oh my, oh my gosh, it keeps going back and forth. I am going to stop at 2 minutes, so in 48 seconds. That is all you have. If once it hits 2, I am ending it. Okay? When the clock hits 2 minutes, I am ending the poll. I almost feel like I should give them both the stickers. Serious? He's not going to let me. He's not going to let me end this in a tie. Only one skater gets the sticker. Oh, so serious. Speaking of, Sirius has scored 4 points. Trying to score some more, is through for another 4. Cemetery Girl, meanwhile, is jamming for the first time, but is also headed to the box on a track cut. So this will be a power jam for Sirius and Pittsburgh. All right, Sirius weaving around. 1:53. All right, we're past the 2 minute. I'm ending it. It's tied again. It was just about to end it, and it was tied again. The next vote wins. Next vote wins. Michael Kwan says 4 skaters enter, 1 skater leaves. The next vote wins the coveted Skater of the Game sticker. If they've all voted, what are we going to do? Just sit here forever? Okay, there it is. There it is. There it is. I'm ending it. The Skater of the Game is Rubinator. That was the closest Skater of the Game vote we have ever had. Now, those of you who are sad, Bigfoot will be eligible in the next game tomorrow, which if Pittsburgh is still winning in 1 minute and 5 seconds, which I'm going to go out on a limb here and say I think Pittsburgh is going to win. Pittsburgh will be in the championship game tomorrow at what time? 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 10, 12, 2, at 2 o'clock. With a straight pecs jump to finish that jam, and another 28-point jam for Sirius. Bigfoot is coming out to say, you know what, you didn't choose me as Skater of the Game, but maybe I'm going to break the record and get more than 28 points in this jam. But Misconduct, standing next to Bigfoot, says, I'm going to stop you. I am going to keep you from scoring too many points in this what is likely to be the last jam of this game. You get to see both these teams again tomorrow. Pittsburgh will be playing in the championship game to determine who is going to be going to the Nationals in Loveland, Colorado on July 12th and 13th. And the second place team, Kalamazoo, will be headed to the third place game to play whoever loses the next game. This is how Pittsburgh gets their next step towards Nationals with an apex jump. Bigfoot calling the jam as the time clock runs out. That team, Sirius, swing your camera over to Pittsburgh. They are excited. They're all standing up. They are ready to go to the championship game. Kalamazoo, beautiful sportsmanship. They are giving each other high fives. They're still excited to go to that third place game, and they should be proud as well. 153 points and continuing to play as hard as they played in that first jam, getting just great experience, and everybody here gets to play again tomorrow. So you will see Kalamazoo tomorrow at noon, Pittsburgh tomorrow at 2 in the championship game, who will play the winners of the game coming up in 30 minutes between Savannah and Indianapolis. One of those two teams is going to be facing Pittsburgh in the championship tomorrow. Which one is it going to be? Stay tuned to find out on Derby Date Night.